Hello guys, welcome to another FU Money. Don't mind my voice, I have a cold. I'm completely effed up and really high on drugs. So maybe today we will have a crazy live, but that's what's possible today. So let's see, lots of people joining in already. That's good. Sorry. So let's see who's on the chat today. Big news this week. Big news from El Salvador. So I'm just going to show you guys next. But let's say hi to everyone. So Serafin is here. Oops, my name is on top of that. Okay. So Serafin is here and Maria is here. And hello everyone. Pedro. Hello guys. And girls. That's good. I hope you guys tell me if this stream is okay. Are you guys seeing this in 1080p and with full HD quality and the sound too? Because we had problems last week. So I hope you guys tell me if everything is okay. And let's see here. It was supposed to be a less excited emote, but I hope everyone's having a blessed weekend. Yeah, the same to you, man. And of course, I hope everyone bought the dip yesterday on Black Friday. I guess Bitcoin was in sync with Black Friday and gave us the opportunity to buy the dip again. So let's see. Marco is here today too. Hello. And Sergio Cochau again here also on the chat. Thank you guys for coming and get well soon. Thank you. I'm getting better. Yesterday I wasn't able to do the intra-week video of Friday. I was completely messed up and today I'm still recovering, but at least we can have the live stream. I didn't want you guys to not have the usual, and finally, because last week we didn't have it too because I was in the north of Portugal, but today I didn't want you guys to not have the live stream of Saturdays. I hope you feel better and making it despite the throat. Yeah, it's a bit hard to talk, but I will try to have a normal live today with you guys. Andrea Cardozo also, good afternoon. And best wishes and thank you. And more people are joining and thank you all for coming despite the problem with my voice and nose. My nose is completely blocked today, but there are big news coming from El Salvador this week. So let's go and start. So just before we go to the charts, I'm going to show you guys one of the videos I have on the FU Money news. And we also have Hugo just joined. Hugo, good day to all. So yeah, for those that are joining, I apologize for my voice. My nose is completely blocked. I have a cold, so sorry for that, but I didn't want to leave you guys with no live today, so let's get it moving. And hi, Hugo, and be very, very welcome here. So let's go and see. I want to show you guys the big news from El Salvador today before we go to the charts. And here it is. You can check the entire video. This is 20-something minutes on the FU Money news channel. It's there already, and also the video after that one, which is Samson Mao explaining everything about the Bitcoin bonds, but just 2 or 3 minutes of video for you guys to know if you guys didn't see it yet, or if you didn't know the news about the new city that Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, is planning for a real close future. So just in 1 or 2 years, this will be already being built. So let's watch it. Sorry. Play first.
Over there. And that plaza would be beautiful, made up of stone, colored stone. So you have orange colored stone and gray. So you have that beautiful thing made up of stone, so it will last for thousands of years. Woo! Not the buildings, but the plaza itself will last for thousands of years. So when we're all gone, they will see that the plaza is still there, probably using it. Yes, that's from the air. Little, a little sepia here. And that's Bitcoin City. But I'm not done. Bitcoin, people will say, well, you know, it looks fine, it's techy. You know, I'm fine in New York, or, you know, Houston or whatever. And nice cities, though. No, you're not really. Exactly. Yeah, you want to live in. Exactly. You're moving here. Look at the weather. I mean, we're in winter. Yeah, that's winter. It's winter for you guys. And, well, not winter, but we're, you know, almost in winter. And, but in Bitcoin City, of course, it's in El Salvador, so Bitcoin is legal tender. That's nice. But not enough, probably. Probably nothing. Or not. But we'll have zero income tax. Yeah. 0% forever. Zero capital gains tax. So you know, invest here, make all the money you want. You know. We're fine. Exactly. Trade whatever you want. Zero property tax. I mean, if you're making a huge building, you don't want to pay property tax for that. So you won't pay anything. Zero payroll tax. We want you to hire people, not to pay taxes for hiring people. Zero municipal taxes. Now you say, okay, so who's going to pick up the trash? I'm going to go into that. And zero CO2 emissions. Because this is a fully ecological city that works and it's energized by a volcano.
Okay, guys, so this is the video, just a small segment I wanted to show you. This is the announcement of the Bitcoin city that is going to be built in El Salvador. This is very, very bullish news this week. And as you guys can see, it's not very, very easy to see it on the video because of the reflection of the light. But all those little squares there on the screen says 0% income tax, 0% capital gains tax, 0% property tax, 0% payroll tax, 0% municipal tax, and 0% CO2 emissions. So they are planning to build the city and power it with a new power plant built on the volcano just next to it. And this will make the electricity available for the city and also for Bitcoin mining. So people wanting to live there or to move to this city from all over the world, or even from El Salvador, some people I'm sure will move to the new city. Of course, we'll have all these benefits of 0% all taxes, except for the value-added tax, which was already said it will be 10%, which corresponds to the Portuguese IVA or the VAT. Usually, you know, that's the name in the United States. So every time you make a purchase, there will be a 10% tax on that purchase, and that's the only tax that will exist in this city, the new city in El Salvador, which will be called Bitcoin City. And as you guys seen already, let me just go back a bit and you can see the plaza. This city will have a huge, so the city will be round like a coin, and in the middle of the city there will be a huge plaza like this. So here it is, the picture from, you know, from above, and you guys can see the center plaza of the city will have a huge Bitcoin in the middle. So this is really nice. And how is he going to build this? Well, he said that he is issuing bonds, El Salvador bonds based on Bitcoin, backed by Bitcoin, to get $1 billion in purchases of those bonds. And those bonds will be half used for purchasing mining hardware, and half of it will be used also to start building the infrastructure for the city. Of course, the bonds themselves, you have to watch the next video that I have on the FU Money News FU Money News channel, sorry. And that is this one here. So the video that I'm talking about, if you go to the FU Money News, is this one, which says El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele announces Bitcoin City. And the next one with Samson Mao here is the one where you get all the explanations about the Bitcoin bonds that everyone will be able to buy on exchanges. I guess they will start with the Bitfinex exchange, and the bonds will be issued on the Liquid network. which is a layer 2 network on top of the blockchain, the main blockchain. So that is amazing news. You guys can check the video out on the FU Money News, and then you can check the next one about Blockstream CSO Samson Mao on El Salvador Bitcoin bonds. So check it out and leave your likes, of course, if you enjoy those news, which I just gathered for you guys. Okay, so that's it, I guess. Yeah, some people are talking about this on the chat to see here during the live. Yeah, so more people joining here. Thank you for that. And I hope you enjoyed the bullish news of this week about El Salvador. I'm also thinking about traveling to El Salvador soon and check it out myself on the spot, on the real spot there. I plan to visit soon as I can, of course, because of all the restrictions of this illness that is, around the world. It's not easy to travel. But anyway, I'm planning to go to El Salvador as soon as I can and check it out in place to see how everything is going there and to check these amazing news there. Okay, so that's it for the news, and these were the most important news this week. So let's go to the numbers, and we will start the numbers by a refresh on the page. So we were already above 55 today. We had a drop during yesterday, Friday night, and Thursday night and Friday, the entire day. Bitcoin was going down, and we had a dip to buy, which was just a bit below the 23.2% Fibonacci retracement level, as I explained in my previous video on Wednesday. And actually, we went a bit below, but it was held by that level of the Fibonacci retracement. But now today we were going up again. We were already around $55,300, and now we are around $54,800. So comparing to the last 24 hours, this is 0.38% above the initial price of 24 hours ago. You guys remember, of course, the numbers here are based on the last 24 hours of spot volume traded. So Bitcoin traded in the last 24 hours, $16 billion, and the price is now at $54,800, which corresponds to 0.38% plus. And the second place continues to be Ethereum with only $9.5 billion traded in the last 24 hours. And it's now around $4,120, which corresponds to 1.3% increase of the price in the last 24 hours. So these are the numbers. You guys know that I don't give an F about the rest. And this one is very lucky that I still have 1 minute to discuss it. Okay, so let's go to the charts. And of course, guys, as soon as you want, you can ask me any questions. Don't forget to mention the channel name so I can see the orange rectangle on your questions, and it will be easier for me to check them out during the live stream. Okay, so we start with the total market cap, and as you guys know, I plotted this red rectangle here some time ago, probably 2 weeks ago or something like that. I don't remember which was the videos, but it seems that we got there. So you guys remember the all-time high around $3 trillion for the total market cap. And I said that one of the worst case scenarios would be to get the total market cap to get into this red rectangle here, which actually happened. So exactly as predicted. No, I'm joking. I was missing already, joking a bit with the Moon Carl. Okay, so this is what happened. We actually got into this rectangle here, which was one of the worst case scenarios that I was predicting for this retracement. As you guys can see, this was by a hair or 2 hairs probably. We got into the rectangle, but the trend line held the total market cap price. So this is just a week that was left behind, and then we started to go up again. And this green candle corresponds to today's action in the markets. So you guys can see I also had this trend line here from the low of I can't remember anymore which was the low here, was in July. So the 20th of July, and then this low here after the first retracement of this leg up, which was around the 29th of September. And then I plotted this after the 29th of September, I plotted this trend line here. And as you guys can see, the trend line is working, and actually the price of the total market cap was held above the trend line. So this is really important. That is bullish news. That means that the Fibonacci retracement level of Bitcoin around 23.2% is also working, and I will show you guys that. Don't miss the rest of the stream, because in the end, the last chart, I will show you the Fibonacci levels with the support levels and resistance levels too. So total market cap is working fine. We went to the rectangle of the worst case scenario, but we actually retraced back up. We didn't close the candle inside that rectangle, so that's good. And we closed the candle actually above the trend line, which is now supporting this retracement. So in my opinion, the probability of this being the bottom for this retracement is getting higher every minute. But I'm not totally convinced, 100% convinced. I will never be 100, but at least 99% convinced that this retracement is over, at least for Bitcoin, because we went a bit below the 23.2%. So that's also not so good, but we will see that on the last chart of today. So total market cap looks nice. The momentum continues high, and the sine wave is now going up. So it's good news to probably see a continuation of this reversal here. Of course, we will have a lot of resistance now because we have the support broken around 2.45, and now it's exactly at around those levels, trying to get above of that support, which turned out to be resistance now. You guys can see that now this is resistance. So this was support. You guys can see here that this supported several times the price action here, here, there, and now we are trying to get above it, because now this support became resistance. So it will not be easy after a reversal of the price action on total market cap to get above that resistance now. But in any case, if this was the bottom, and everything points to that, although I said I'm not totally convinced yet, I need to see more signs, and probably the close of the week will be very important. But for now, I believe that this could be the bottom for that retracement, which was a kind of ABC correction already, just like this one here. We had an ABC correction, and this one is not so perfect, but it also shows a bit of an ABC correction, and the C was actually lower than the A, sorry. So in this case, I'm totally inclined to say that the bottom is in, but I'm still not totally convinced. I will see after the weekly close on midnight of Monday, which is the hour for the close of the week in Portugal. You guys have to adjust for your own time frames. But for now, it looks good that this trend line is holding the price here. Let's go to Bitcoin and let's take a look at the monthly, because there's been a long time since I watched this one, since I took a look here at the monthly chart. So we continue to be inside the ascending triangle. All the moving averages look good, distanciating itself still from the previous one. And of course, we are still on a green 3. You guys cannot see it because the triangle is on top of that, but we have 1, 2, 3. This is the 3 here. So we are on a green 3 of 9, which is not going to flip. And as I said before, the last time I checked this chart, the monthly chart, I said that I would not like to see this month, the month of November, going below half of this green candle of October. So if we continue to hold the lines here around the $52,000 to $54,000, 55 probably, this will be a very good close for November, and we are just a few days away from that. If we close this red candle above half of the green candle, this is also bullish. I would not like to see this red candle to come all the way down here and turning out to be an engulfing candle of the previous month. That would be crazy and a very, very bad sign for Bitcoin. But in this case, I like the way the candle is, and if we are able to close the month around 54, 55 or 56,000, that would be very, very good, and this candle would not even reach half of the previous one. So in that sense, or from that standpoint, I believe that this chart is still bullish. The monthly chart is still bullish, and I like this configuration that we came back into the triangle to have probably another retest of this breakout to get to new all-time highs soon. Let's see if the month of December, which is usually a month that Bitcoin likes to go up, let's see if this year we also have a continuation of that trend and the month of December will take us to new all-time highs. Okay, but that's only the monthly chart. Let's take a look at the weekly. And on the weekly, we have a sell signal here for this week, but we are getting this simple moving averages getting higher and getting close to the price action. So we are now being supported here. And this is a very good level to have support because it's almost just a bit above the previous swing high. And you guys know that this was the beginning of the Elliott wave count for the short term, which means that this was wave 1, corrective wave 2, wave 3, corrective wave 4, and probably we will have another wave 5, which is the last one. So in this case, it shows a good sign to continue and to be supported here because this is the previous swing high, which is now really strong support at the start of the corrective wave 2. Sorry for that, guys. Okay, so now the weekly chart on the RSI, as I said before, we could see here a pattern similar to this one. And I plotted this circle some time ago, and I said that we were kissing the RSI 70% line for some time, which also happened here. And then we had this correction, and we started to go sideways for a few more weeks, which actually can happen here and can replicate the same behavior of the beginning of the parabolic bull cycle here after October 2020. So if that happens, we are still in for a few weeks of sideways, going up and down, but not having really big price actions or big volatility now because of this. We already had the volatility here, and of course the leveraged longs were liquidated, most of them, and now the market is a bit more reset. So we could go sideways for some time and then replicate this pattern, then have the trigger, which is this circle here, which I was waiting for it inside the circle. I will have to move it to the right now. But as soon as we trigger above the 70% RSI, I believe that we can start another leg up in a more parabolic fashion or way that could be very interesting and take us to the levels that we have been discussing. 75,000 from the cup and handle, and also 98,000 before the end of the year, which was supposed to be in November, but because of this retracement, we will probably not see it this month. But in any case, also the weekly chart doesn't look so bad. I continue to believe that these levels will hold, and if these levels don't hold, but we continue to go sideways and sustainably going down for some more time to the 38.6% Fibonacci retracement, probably we'll see a bit more downside, but I don't see it happening because the probabilities are now increased that the current levels will support the price action. But I will show it in the last chart, so let's see how that goes. Okay, so the MACD is now turning a bit bearish. You guys see here, the blue line is trying to cross below the orange line, and the bars are also decreasing on the weekly chart. So that could take us to a sideways action for some time, which I just said. So I'm preparing for that, of course. I don't really care about what's happening now. I'm already invested, almost totally invested in Bitcoin. So I just have a few more euros on the sidelines for any, crazy event that we could probably come down to the bottom of the triangle and then reverse the price action again, having another big dip. But I don't believe this will be much bigger than the current one. We could go to the $50,000, $50,000 level, and that would correspond to the 38% Fibonacci retracement. So, but that I believe that this is really low probability right now. So let's see. There's still a probability. I'm still not convinced 100%, as I said, but let's see what happens. But regarding the weekly chart, everything looks normal. No big volatility so far, except for this big one here, which was very useful to reset the leverage positions of the market. And now we are again reset and able to continue with a reversal. But let's check here the daily chart and let's see what's happening. So we have been supported by the 100 period moving average, the red line you guys see on the chart. We broke out of this ranging channel we have here. we broke out again, retry of the bottom of that channel, rejection, came back down again, second attempt to go back into the ranging channel, second rejection, and then we found support on the 100 period SMA, which now is holding the lines and slowly but steadily going to the upside again. So the lowest price was around $53,700 and we are now $54,917. So it's not bad. We had a recovery of 1.2 K, probably around that. And I believe that this could be the bottom. As I said before, the probability is increasing that this could support the price. As you guys can see, we have A, B, C correction here. So probably the ABC correction, Elliott wave correction ended already. And we are now probably just waiting for some more liquidity to start the move to the upside. And also we have the RSI and the MACD also indicating at least on the daily chart that we are really low already. So probably there's a reversal coming, just a few more days probably until we start to see the price going up again. The RSI was really close to the oversold territory and the MACD is at very low levels below the zero line already. The two lines are below the zero, but the bars are now showing that the bearish momentum is probably coming to an end and we will see a reversal soon. Also, the third oscillator here was going up until this big red bar made it go sideways, but probably there is some continuation soon. I don't really know when. No one knows the future and my crystal ball is damaged. So I don't know when this will happen, but of course all the signs indicate that we might be in for some reversal of the price action soon and continuation to the upside. So let's see how that goes. Let me just check on the 4-hour how the BitMEX funding rate is, and it's totally negative. The BitMEX funding rate is very negative. This favors the bulls a bit. So also on the 4-hour, the short-term chart shows that the price wants to go up. We are having something similar to this construction here, very small dojis trying to get up again, and let's see what happens when they get to the 20 period SMA, which is coming down here and was also the one holding the price action to go to the upside a long time during this entire time here, was holding the price and not allowing this to go up. And as soon as we went up, there was the big crash and we are down again. So, but the dojis indicate that the market and the bulls are strong right now, around 54,000. Let's see how that goes there. Okay, let me leave this on the daily chart. I'm just going to take a quick look here at the Pro Indicators framework. And we went below. So this is below already of the trend channel. So that's also a good indication that we might be in for a reversal. You guys can see here that we went almost to the top of the trend channel, then we came back down with this reversal of the price action, but we actually went below the bottom of the trend channel, and that means that in the 4-hour chart this is already below the support context. Let me check the 4-hour chart here, and exactly. So we are below the support context, which means that we might be in for a reversal soon, despite the momentum indicator saying that the bears are in control right now, but the momentum is rising. This yellow line here is rising, and probably we will see a reversal here to get back into the channel, the context channel here. So let's see how that goes. I believe that we might be, look at that guys, we were actually touching the trend channel, the bottom of the trend channel here on the 4-hour chart, below the support context, and now trying to get back above. So all the probabilities are increasing that we might see a reversal of the price action here at this point in time. Okay, DXY, very good. This is textbook maneuver for the MRI, and this is the dollar against all other fiats. So we had an MRI top this week, as I said before, and look at that, a final excess to the upside, and now forming a shooting star doji here, kind of crazy candle. We went above, we are now at the same level of the previous one, and probably this MRI top will send the dollar back down a bit, and I would love to see, before the close of the week, I would love to see this candle turn red and turning out to be an engulfing candle of this one. That would be amazing. Very, very bearish signal for the dollar. I don't know if this is still possible until midnight of Monday, but that would be amazing to see this turning out to be a red candle and engulfing the previous one. Let's see how this one ends by the end of the week. But for now, the MRI top warning is actually working, and the final excess was completely removed. So all the profits here were completely removed from that candle, and we are now at the top level of the previous one. So let's see how that one ends. Gold continues to be supported by the 100 period, simple moving average here, and not moving at all. This has been like this the entire week, so I guess it's not an easy time for gold to reverse again to the upside. Let's see how gold goes, but this one is not moving at all, so gold is doing nothing as usual. Just lost all the gains from this breakout here, and we are almost at the same level of the breakout, but at least the 100 period is supporting the price of gold. So let's see how that goes. It's not easy, man. It's not easy to speak like this. But anyway, okay, the S&P coming down. This is not good also. So finally the S&P decided to come down, and I'm not expecting this to be 100% correlated with Bitcoin price action, because the S&P was continuing to go up while Bitcoin already retraced. So I'm not expecting this to send Bitcoin back to the downside, because Bitcoin already retraced in the previous 2 days. So now the S&P continues to go down. Let's see where this closes, but I'm not completely convinced that we will have a big correction on the S&P right now. Let's see how that goes. If it gets to the 20 period SMA, the green line on screen, let's see how that goes. Now, the last chart. Guys, if you have any questions, please just write them in the chat, and always don't forget to comment the videos also, despite me being completely messed up in my nose and throat. But anyway, I hope you guys understand that. Okay, so the last chart, and this one was a really important one that I wanted to show you guys. So here we have the Fibonacci retracement levels taken from the low of 28,754, sorry guys, let me just, I need to drink something. Okay, let's continue. And here it is, the Fibonacci retracement levels taken from the 28,754 low of the 22nd of June to the all-time high we had on the 10th of November, around 69,000. So the Fibonacci retracement was, of course, the first level, 23.6. I guess I said it wrong when I was talking before. I said 23.2 and 38.6. I just mixed them up. So the 23% Fibonacci actually was holding the price action of Bitcoin here. This is really important. You guys can see for several days, this level was actually supporting the price until actually yesterday it was broken to the downside, but we did not even get to the middle of those two levels, and we are now getting back up. And the one thing I wanted to show you, I guess this was here, and I forgot to tell you about this on the daily chart. Let's see on the Pro Momentum Indicator. Yeah, exactly. So as you guys can see, we have the first leg up from the 29,000 to 252,000, then the correction to 40. And you guys can see that after we broke this level of the first range boundary here and the third range boundary and continued to go up, we are now retracing to exactly the same level of the 53,000. So this is, of course, this construction that was supporting the price action back here, resistance around this area, support around this area and this area, then resistance again and support, and is now becoming support again exactly at the top of this first leg up. So this was the important thing I wanted to show you, and I forgot. And now actually you guys can see that this corresponds almost to the 23% Fibonacci retracement level, which has been holding the price here. And this is really important. So what I was saying in the beginning of the video was that if I'm still not convinced 100% that we will have the bottom here, and if that is not the case, probably we will see the 38% Fibonacci retracement level around 49,000, okay? 49, 50,000, but that would be a very volatile move, I believe, and then immediately reversing to the upside. But if the bigger probability, which is the one that we found support around these levels, you guys can see here, I will just make this line so you guys can see it. If you cross the line from here, from the top of this move to the upside, which was the first leg, you guys can see that we were rejected around those levels. Retracement, A, B, C, correction, Elliott wave, textbook maneuver here, going to the upside, breakout of that level, and now we found support again on the level of the previous swing high. So this is textbook guys. This is, if we find support here and we reverse to the upside, this is very, very healthy signal for Bitcoin. I would not like to see it go to the 38% retracement, and I would much rather prefer to have the bottom here and continuation to the upside to retest the all-time high of 69,000. However, if that is not possible, and if we retrace to the 38%, that gives us another big opportunity to buy the dip around 49,000 or 50,000, and that's a very good opportunity to get back into the market. I'm not getting into the market right now. I already bought the dip, so I'm already cool with that. But if anyone is thinking about DCA, this move down, this was the point where you could actually start your DCA, and the second point would be the 38% Fibonacci retracement. So that's it for the Fibonacci levels, which I guess everyone was asking about. Let's see if anyone has any questions. You guys always forget to put, no, it's not together, it's F space U money. Let me write it on the chat so you guys know. I guess it was easier when I had my name on the channel. If you do it like this, it's like this, guys. It's like this. You have to write it like this with the spaces, and then I will see the orange box around the question. It's very easy. At F space U space money, and actually YouTube will give you the option to autocomplete the name of the channel, okay? This is the way you have to write the questions so I can see them very, very in an easy way for me to see them. Okay, but I guess I have, let's see if I have here some questions. Let's go to the chat and see. It's not easy to scroll the entire chat. That's why I'm asking you guys to do this, so I can distinguish the questions from the actual text. We have a new country. We have a new country. That's good. Sorry. So someone is saying, let me go to the mentions here. Refresh and go to the mentions. Coin Grinder, FU Money Podcast, hi from Croatia. Well, be very welcome. Be very welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us from Croatia. Let me tell you that I was there in Croatia, which year? 2019, if I'm not, 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Really nice country. I was in a city, Zadar or something like that. I can't remember. This was a few years ago. I was traveling around Europe by car, and I spent a few days in Croatia. Very, very beautiful country and people. So thank you for joining the channel, and I hope you enjoy being here and seeing the analysis. And I'm sorry for today. My voice is not helping, and my eyes are burning. But anyway, I wanted to make the live today for everyone because I didn't do it for some time. Okay, so let's see. Pedro, we missed you. Thank you, man. Thank you. But I guess it's not so cool to hear me like this. But anyway, the analysis is what's important, and this is the analysis I had for you guys today. Already 40 minutes of analysis in. Let's see. Andre, let's see. It's a good time to buy some BTC. Hold perspective, of course. Well, in my opinion, if this was me and I was not so much exposed to the market as I am already, this would be the first opportunity to DCA in So as I said, I'm going to point again to the levels of DCA that I would do if this was me, because I don't give financial advice. But in my personal case, I would buy below the 23% Fibonacci retracement one first position of DCA, and if we go to the 38% level of Fibonacci retracement, I would DCA again with a second position here. Now, I would take a look at this trend line here. This is really important, and I will just pull this back to the normal place here. You guys know this trend line already. The trend line here is from the starts at the COVID lows of 2020, March 2020, and this trend line has been holding the price the entire time of this bull cycle. So I would take a very close look at this trend line here, and if by any chance we go below the 38% and we close weekly candles or even daily candles, but I would say at least one weekly candle below this trend line here, then that's a very important warning sign, okay? That's a very important warning sign that we might be having trouble continuing the bull cycle. So don't forget, I would DCA below the 23% and also around the 38%, with a bigger position around the 38%, but that's very close to the trend line already. So I would keep an eye on this trend line here, and if we close a weekly candle below it, I would take it as a very important warning sign that something is not going well with the price action, at least for the short term. I'm not saying that we could not see all-time highs next year, the first or second quarter of next year, but for the short term, this could be not so good to have a weekly close below this trend line, which was never broken since the lows of the March 2020 COVID announcement. So we have always been above the trend line, and if we go below it and we close a weekly candle there, I would not like it. I would take it as a very, very important sign of something wrong, okay? So I would not go into the market right now with very, very big positions. I would do a small position here around the levels we are now, and another one if we go to 38%, which I don't believe we are going, but there's still a possibility of that happening, okay? Oh, so many orange boxes now. That's cool, because I just showed you guys how to do it. Okay, let's see. What else? What more questions do we have? CoinGrind, thank you for stream and get well soon. Thank you, man. And maybe I'll go to Croatia someday again. Very, very nice country, and thank you for coming. Okay, and this one, we appreciate you putting the effort to go live to do the analysis. Yes, and still I have another live stream tonight in this other podcast where I'm always invited to go there every week on Saturdays to do the Bitcoin analysis in Portuguese. So this is a Portuguese podcast, and I'm always on Saturdays I always do this also in Portuguese, almost the same analysis I do here in this channel. So I still have another live stream tonight at 10 p.m. Portuguese time, so I have to take a rest after this one, but I hope I can do it. 2 lives in one day, one in English, one in Portuguese, so let's see how that goes. Today we see you in Hard Fork Cafe. Exactly, Miguel. So I was just talking about this. I'm also going to do the analysis tonight on the Hard Fork Cafe Portuguese podcast. So if you guys are Portuguese or speak Portuguese, or from Brazil or any other country that speaks Portuguese, you can join and of course see my analysis in Portuguese too. Okay, let's see here. It's the trend line of Alto Infinito. Yeah, exactly. This is a private joke that some people already have, that we are going infinitely high above this trend line. So it's a nice joke that we have in some Telegram groups here in Portugal. And I really like it, by the way. Okay, guys, no more questions. We have a few more. Okay, let's see. What do you think of platforms for BTC interest accounts like BlockFi, Celsius, or Gemini Earn? I think this is a matter of preference, but I'm curious on your opinion. So, I'm not using any platforms where you can get interest or yield on your Bitcoin, because for one simple reason, I don't trust any other platform to leave my Bitcoins except my own ledger with my own private keys. So I don't know how that works, if there is something new which I don't know about. But the ones I researched years ago when I started this, we would have to share the keys with some platform, and I would never do that. So I would prefer to continue my strategy of trading, which is leaving 90% of my net value or my portfolio inside my ledger, using 10% of my portfolio to trade on exchanges, and just increase my 90% position with my 10% trading position. I think I can make more value from that than just leaving my Bitcoin sitting in some platform where someone else also has the keys to it, and just get a few percentage points on that. So that's my opinion. I'm not saying that it's not cool. Maybe I don't know about more recent platforms where you can actually do it without sharing your private keys. I don't know if that exists. But the ones I researched, as I said, were not... I'm not saying they are not trustable. I'm just saying that I would not do it because I prefer to keep my private keys to my own, to myself, and not share it with anyone else. So that's my opinion on that. Let's see here. I know you don't give financial advice, but I will follow your advice. See you in Hardcore Cafe. Oh man, you put me in a strange position here. Yeah, and that's it. Sometimes I have to translate the Portuguese messages because, you know, this is the English podcast, and of course some people joining here don't understand Portuguese. So that's the way to go. It's what Miguel Carvalho said here. And I don't know if there are any more questions, guys. Let's see. I guess one more here. Refresh and go back to mentions. And I know you don't give financial. I see. Yeah. So this one was read already. That's what I think too. For BlockFi and Celsius, you have to send crypto to their wallets. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. I would never do that, especially with the amount. You know, the amounts I have protected in my ledger, I would never put that at risk. It's life-changing net value, so I would never share my private keys with anyone. Even worse, if you have to send the coins to their platform, no way, I would never do that. The whole point of having Bitcoin and your private keys is that you become your own bank, your own, you know, you are responsible for your own coins, your own net value, your portfolio, everything. So if you send your coins to an exchange, of course I do it with 10% of them just to trade, but if you send your coins to another platform where they will sit there just earning yield, then you lose the entire point of having private keys and being responsible for your own banking. So it's not, for me, it's not what Satoshi Nakamoto created as a philosophy behind Bitcoin. Smart contracts have cut a long way for not having to share private keys, if I understood correctly. Smart contracts have cut a long way for not having to share a private key. Well, I don't know if there is any new platform that you don't have to share your private keys and your coins are absolutely secure. For example, if I can get some yield on my Bitcoin sitting in my ledger, and I don't have to share the private key with anyone, then that's okay. I just tell someone I have X amount of Bitcoin, so every year give me 5 or 10% on that. So that's cool, but I don't believe that exists. So I would also never put my Bitcoins into some smart contract using wrapped Bitcoin or something like that on the Ethereum blockchain. I would never do that. My coins will never leave the blockchain, the original blockchain, and I will never share my private key with any platform. Okay, let's see more questions. This is Q&A, guys, so shoot it at me, send me questions and get my opinion if you want. Don't risk your BTC for a few percentage more. Exactly, that's exactly what I think. It's not worth it. It's just, what's the point of getting 5, 3, 4% on your Bitcoin if you are putting everything at risk? There's no point doing that. Don't do that. That's my advice. Don't do that. They can always rug pull or get hacked and you will lose all. Exactly what I think. So Coin Grinder from Croatia, he's absolutely right. I think exactly the same. My opinion is exactly this. Good BTC is the one in your cold wallet. Good BTC is the one in your... yeah, I have actually several. I don't have just one. I have several different locations and with different amounts, so I protect them this way. Also decentralizing my wallets. I decentralize the network by being also a miner. I also mine Bitcoin with an ant miner, and I also decentralize my net value with several wallets. I use two different models. So I use the first one I bought was the Nano S, the Ledger Nano S, and recently I purchased 1 or 2 years ago, I can't remember, I purchased Nano X, the one that you can use with Bluetooth with your phone. Oh man. Sorry for that, I need more drugs. I took so many pills before this, before the live, and I guess they are now losing the effect on me, so I need to wipe my nose sometimes. Okay, more questions, guys. Let's see, one more here. When you... Oh, Pedro, hello, man. Nice to see you here on the live stream. When you put BTC on collateral to get a loan, you don't lose your private keys? How can they ensure that your collateral is there? That's what I was talking about. So I guess there's no way to put your BTC as... Oh, you mean collateral like if you get a loan? Yes, that's a different situation, but that's only if you need to get a loan. So I guess you are talking about lending platforms or something like that. In this situation, you have to use the Bitcoin as collateral, of course, but you have segregated witness signatures on those wallets. So it's like they have keys and you have keys, and no one can use the keys by themselves. And only in the situation that you don't repay your loan or you fail some payments, then I guess according to the rules of that platform, they are entitled to use the Bitcoin, the collateral, to recoup some of the money that you did not pay. But in this case, you are assuming the risk that you are asking for a loan, and you have to trust the platform that you are asking for your loan. So it's not the same as just leaving your coins somewhere in some platform where they can be rug pulled because of the smart contracts on those Ethereum blockchain DeFi stuff. That actually it's not DeFi, it's CeFi anyway, because none of those coins are decentralized, but they are more susceptible to be rug pulled or hacked than in a centralized platform, where if that would happen, they would have to be responsible for repaying you your Bitcoin that was used as collateral. So in this case, if you are getting a loan, you have to assume the risk that you are using a centralized platform to get that loan, and you have to trust them. Just like the same way, when you go to buy Bitcoin in any exchange, the exchange is centralized and you have to trust the exchange where you have your coins for trading or where you buy them. So it's exactly the same. You always have to trust someone, either if this is to buy Bitcoin in an exchange or if you want to use it as collateral to get a loan, you have to trust the platform. Now, I would never put my Bitcoin in DeFi because that's a completely different thing, okay? You can be rug pulled, you can be hacked. The smart contracts on Ethereum are completely crazy. Anyone can hack that. You have the God complex there. Some guys just make smart contracts and they have the God keys to change everything in the contract if they want. I would never risk my Bitcoin there. Let's see if there are more questions. Yeah, another one. Any reason to choose Ledger over the other brands? Well, to be completely honest, I got my first Ledger was a gift of a friend of mine. It was a Nano S, and this was years ago. 2017, I guess, when he gave me this Ledger. And he was a very close friend, and he still is a very close friend. I like him very much. And he gave me this Ledger Nano S, and I just got used to it. And I really enjoyed the way it works. So I continue to use Ledger, but I never tried Trezor or Cold Card. I hear that these are also very good, so I'm not saying Ledger is the best one, but it's just the one I'm comfortable using because I got used to it since 2017, and that's why I use it. And I know it's very secure too. So I never tried Trezor, but someday probably I will buy one Trezor and test it. It's just a question of, you know, I'm used to it and that's it. It's not because it's better or worse than the other ones. Do you expect retracement on the markets for 2022? Yes, I do. I think that we are continuing this bull cycle, and probably mid-year to 2022 we could have, if we achieve a top, I'm not saying blow off top, because I don't know if I continue to believe in blow off tops after this cycle. I'm expecting longer cycles and probably not so exponential as the ones before. So in this case, I'm hoping that we have longer cycles, not so parabolic as the ones before, and probably also the corrections or the bear markets not so volatile as the ones before. I'm not expecting corrections of 85% anymore, like in 2018, especially because I believe in the lengthening cycles theory. And also the liquidity getting into this market is getting bigger and bigger every day, and that will end up, you know, stopping all the volatility that we are still used to. And especially when all those people doing leverage longs and shorts and stuff like that get wrecked every day and they end up with no money in just a few months, then volatility will decrease and liquidity will increase, and that will make the market a bit more stable and less, you know, less crappy in terms of volatile moves or big candles. I mean, big candles we will always have, because the higher the price, you know, the percentage will also be adjusted to that volume and price. But we can have candles like $10,000 candles and not being volatile. So I believe that this will be probably not so big corrections in 2022, but we will still have, you know, some period where we will have a correction that we could call a bear market. This could be longer, but not so deep, you know, in percentage wise will not be so strong as before, as 2018. But this is just me guessing, because, you know, it's impossible to know the future. As I said, my crystal ball is damaged, so I can't see the future now. And Pedro again, podcast, what's the platform you use for loan collateral for your BTC? I never used one. I never asked for a loan, but I know that there is one which is really recommended by Ben. Ben is the host of the not Simply Bitcoin, BTC Sessions podcast. He has an entire video explaining this. Let me just go there. Probably I can find it quickly. Let's see if I can find it quickly here. BTC Sessions, it's the name of the, let's see, Lund, I guess it's Lund. I'm not sure if that's the name of the I really trust Ben, by the way. I really like to watch this. This podcast, and he has excellent analysis, not just hardware to run your full nodes, hardware to, you know, wallets and stuff like that, but he also analyzes the services and platforms that relate to Bitcoin. And I know he has a video which I watched here some time ago. Why are we bullish? It's not easy. Let me write on the search. And let's see if I have, yeah, this one. I guess it's the first one. So here, this video here, it's from the 14th of September, And this is one of the platforms he recommends for getting Bitcoin-backed loans. And of course, this is just advertisement here. Let's just...
Ledn.io is
okay,
a
this is
website
Ben,
that
guys.
allows you to deposit your Bitcoin.
And I really enjoy BTC Sessions podcast. This guy really knows his stuff. He investigates everything. Let me just lower this just a bit. He knows his stuff. He really investigates, and he made this video, and it's called Ledn and Bitcoin-backed loans and savings, and he explains how this platform works, and I trust him because he is a very good analyst, and he really researches everything to the to the bottom, and he has really good videos on other stuff too. So don't forget, if you want to see one of the platforms he recommends for Bitcoin-backed loans, this is one of them. And the site is, let me see here, show more, if I can see the yeah, this one. So if I click here, let me see, now I followed his referral. But this is the platform, so platform.ledn.io. That's the URL for the platform. So this is, of course, not knowing the platform myself, I know I can trust this guy because he is really good analyzing every service online and every hardware, everything related to Bitcoin. And he's a very, very trustable person. I've been watching his podcast for a long time already, and I really like him. So if you want to follow this podcast, I really recommend you follow his podcast too. But this is not about trading. This is not about the markets. His podcast is only about the news, platforms and services, hardware, stuff like that related to Bitcoin. He's really good. Follow Ben, and I also follow him on Twitter. And you can check this platform, Ledn, here on his video from the 14th of September. So I hope I answered your question, Pedro. This is because I never used any lending platform. So this is the one I can recommend because Ben recommended it. So let's see, any more questions here? Sorry. In 2013 and 2017, we had blow-off tops. Now the BTC emission is lower. Don't you think we will still have blow-off tops? I think we will still have tops, but, the difference is they are going to be more equalized. Not so... it's not easy to explain, but Willy Woo explained this already in the past, and he also doesn't believe that we will have big corrections and big blow-off tops. So what he means, and I tend to agree on that, the more liquidity comes into the market, the less volatile you will see those big moves. So the difference between the top and the bottom will decrease with time, and we will not see corrections like 85% anymore like we saw in 2013 and 17. So probably also the tops will not be so blow-off tops, but we will still see, a parabolic move to the upside, but probably they will take longer at the top, not just going in 1 week and coming back down the next week like we had in 2017. So this is what I believe, that this will be normalized with time, and it will take a longer time on the top and also longer times on the bottom, and the difference between the two will be less and less and less with time. Let's see more. I use Brain and Paper Wallet. What do you think about it? That's the best one. That's the best wallet you can have, because unless you are hacked with some kind of, crazy injection for making you tell the truth, I guess it's impossible to get into your head. There's no device that can get there and extract the private keys. So if you memorize your private key and you use a paper wallet, well, be careful with the paper wallet, because you need to know also the public key for your private key. And if you lose the paper wallet, then everything is gone, like the South Park cartoon, and it's gone. So be careful with that. The paper wallet is really, really cool. It's really safe, but you know, you can lose it, or it can be burnt, or, you know, some problem can happen. So be careful with that. But this is a really nice solution also. I would prefer to keep my private keys on my ledger, but that's also an option if you like that. Let's see here. Better, thanks. Always here to help, man. Let's see. Andre also asked a question. A funny question. 10 years from now, what will BTC be worth? 10 years from now, so that will be 2031, almost 32. I would, in 10 years, man, in 10 years, I believe we will be, if not above, at least around 1 million per coin. So yeah, I would say that in 5 years we will be above 500,000, and probably in 10 years probably we will be above 1 million per coin. And that assuming that we'll still have the dollar and we still compare Bitcoin with dollar. So the ticker relation is with the dollar, because if the dollar goes sour, like I think it will, in 1 decade or 15 years max, we will not even be comparing Bitcoin to the dollar anymore, because the dollar will implode with the policies that the United States are following right now. And we will be comparing Bitcoin with gold, probably. Questions? Let's see. Oh, we've been streaming for 1 hour and something already. 1 hour, 10 minutes. Let's see here. I see more questions. It's true, I just do hold, only hold. Yeah. I don't know what you're referring exactly to, but if this is about the paper wallet, you're right. Let's see. Fabio Costa, I agree. We have more USD liquidity coming into the market, but also less BTC coming. Huge crashes to the upside coming, in my opinion. Thank you for your answer. Yeah. Of course, if you have less BTC coming, but don't forget, we have 4 years of the same BTC coming. So there's still a long time to go. I believe after the next halvening, this will be more, you know, you can visualize it better, that scarcity is really coming to the market after the next halvening, because we still have 900 new Bitcoins every day at present time. So of course it's the scarcity is there already, but there's still a lot of whales with a lot of Bitcoin that can still move the market. And then after the next halvening, when we have only 450 Bitcoins a day, there you will start to see real scarcity, I guess. And yeah, I still believe that we will have scarcity and big moves because of that, because there's no more Bitcoin and there's more people coming in. But the liquidity in this market is growing and growing so much that the volatility will decrease, of course, in time. We want you in shape tonight. Yeah, sure, I will do my best. At least will not be in English, so it will be a bit easier for me speaking my oh man, I don't even know the words anymore. My mother language, that's what I was trying to look for. Okay. That is beautiful prediction for BTC. Yeah, I guess so. It meant 10 years. 10 years is a long time. We still have to wait 10 years to see 1 million Bitcoin. Probably less. I don't know. I would bet less than 10. So I would say in 10 years we will be above 1 million. But I would say that in 2025, 26, we could be around 500,000 for each coin. So, you know, it depends on the scarcity and the money coming into the market, and if the futures market will not ruin Bitcoin. So there are a lot of factors you have to consider. Regarding paper wallets, I also started to create an early alarm to know where they are. Yearly alarm. You should keep them close to you, man, in a safe and protected place, and at least, you know, put them inside plastic and not to be degraded by any kind of humidity or stuff like that, because it can happen. It can happen. Paper is very volatile too. Form. I don't know. Form. Okay, assuming we just accumulate BTC during our life, how can a BTC maxi live his life in this world where he'll need some sort of money to pay his stuff and his lifestyle. Well, an easy way to describe the way to live is using Michael Saylor. It's very easy. You use your Bitcoin to borrow money as collateral, and then you have, at least if you get interest of 1 to 6% annually on your fiat, on your loan, and then with the average income or return of investment on Bitcoin, which is usually 200% a year on average, you can actually repay your interest on your loan and the loan itself, and you still keep your Bitcoin. So this is the strategy Michael Saylor is using to get more and more Bitcoin. Is just using debt, which is actually an attack on central banks, because you get the fiat loans with 1 to 6% interest a year, and you can still repay that easily with the average annual income from Bitcoin. So I'm not giving any financial advice, but this is really financial engineering, and he's a very smart guy, very intelligent guy, and he's actually doing perpetrating an attack on central banks using this strategy, because they loan they lend the money on 1, 2, 3% interest, and he can actually buy more Bitcoin with that, repay the loan, and he's happy. Okay. Or you can do like me, you can use 10% of your net value to trade and try to get more Bitcoin, and that's how you live as a Bitcoin maximalist. Check your vitamin D levels, please. Why, man? Maybe because it's too strong. The light is too strong. I look very white, but it's actually the light here. The lights on the studio. And C. Oh yeah, C I've been taking a lot here. This is vitamin C. It's those those pills you put into the water, and it's really cool. Love it. Yeah, the strategy is really cool. Michael Saylor is very, very, very intelligent guy, and I always listen to him and his financial engineering, and that's the best way to make an attack on central banks. It's just to get money from them, and then buy Bitcoin, then repay them, the money that you of your loan, and that's it. It's the easier way, and that's a really great attack on central banks. I should what? Sometimes I get a delay on your messages, so I don't know what they are related to what they are related. But the 10% you trade, it means you need to sell them from time to time and convert them to fiat, correct? Yes. So let's say we get to a top and I spot the top, and I know that we will go into a few months bear market or something like that. Yes, I will sell my 10%, convert them. I still don't know if I will convert them to fiat or gold, and then probably gold, because with the hyperinflation of the dollar, this will get nasty. This will get really nasty. And then probably I will convert to gold or something like that, that can hold the value a bit more than Bitcoin if we go really down. And then probably I will buy again Bitcoin after that, that period of that bear market. I will rebuy the Bitcoin with those 10%. That will give me more Bitcoin, because the 10% I sold on the top will get me probably at least 1.5 times more or 2 times more Bitcoin with those 10% if we go into a bear market with at least 50% correction. So that's a good way to get more Bitcoin. Yes, that is correct. Go check info about vitamin D. You'll be shocked. What's wrong with vitamin D? I hear that vitamin D is for people that have don't get too much sun on their skin, and they need to take vitamin D. So I don't know what you're referring to. What's the problem with vitamin D now? I like Saylor and Breedlove a lot. Yeah, Breedlove has become a bit of a shitcoiner recently. He was a very respected guy on the maximalist community, but recently he had, I guess the guy had some crazy event on his life, and he also started to discuss shitcoins a bit. So I guess the maximalist community lost a bit of respect for Breedlove. But yeah, I like to hear him too. I think he's a good communicator. But his ideas about Ethereum now, and also, you know, having podcasts with Raoul Pal, and you know, Raoul Pal also changed from being a Bitcoiner to an Ethereum guy. So I guess Breedlove is becoming a bit of a shitcoiner. I don't know. I have to analyze it better to make my judgment on that. Let's see. Have you watched Michael Saylor's interview from Pompliano? Yes, I did. I also watched all his interviews with everyone. I always follow Michael Saylor's interviews in any podcast. In fact, I would love to have him here. I already sent him a message, but he, of course, did not reply yet. I guess I'm too small. It's a too small podcast for him. It's only just below 2K subscribers. I guess he did not take interest into coming here. But anyway, I sent the message anyway. You never know, you know? If you don't send the message, the no is guaranteed. So I sent the message. And probably one day we will have Michael Saylor here on the FU Money podcast. Who knows? Michael Saylor, if you are watching this podcast, please accept the invitation and come here. We are just 2,000 people, subscribers on this podcast, but we would love to see you here. So thank you for that, Sergio. I would love to have him here. Yeah. And don't have vitamin D issues. Lol, they have lots of sun on the whole year. Yeah, exactly. I look a bit white today because I had this cold, and also the lights are very strong here. But it's all okay, man. I never had lack of vitamin D. We get lots of sun. Very important, vitamin D. I take it every day. Maria says that it's very, very important, vitamin D. Well, because maybe Maria doesn't take so much sun every day. So that's why she needs it. But if you take lots of sun every day, I guess it's normal levels. You don't need any more. Have you tried Plan B? Not yet. Not yet, but I will. I will send a message to Plan B and say, man, stop going to those really known podcasts where they have millions of followers. Just give us also some credit here. We are only 1,756, but we are really good and we love you. So come to our podcast and, just allow Hugo to interview you or have a nice conversation. I don't like the interview word. I don't like to interview people. I don't consider myself a journalist. I just like to have really good conversations with people that are very, very knowledgeable and that I can learn from, and also show it to you guys that want that. So maybe I will send a message to Plan B soon and probably saying just leave those guys with those big podcasts and also join us here. The smaller podcast also wants to hear you, and let's see if I get lucky. We could all tag Saylor on Twitter to get some attention. Yeah, well, that's a strategy. That's a plan. Try. I will. As soon as I get better, I will start. I also have to invite people to the Portuguese podcast. You guys know, every Monday I have the new channel, the FU Money Portugal channel, that every Monday at 9 p.m. Portuguese time has a relevant person being together with me on the podcast, having a nice conversation. So I also have to maintain that every week, having a new person there. So I will try to get the time to do all that. FU Money podcast, 10 years from now, we'll see who will invite who. That's a possibility too. Okay. Guys, I can't stay much longer. It's already 1 hour, 22 minutes of podcasts. I will have to rest a bit before going to the live stream of tonight on Hard for Cafe. But I will check a few more of your questions. Today it has been very, very nice because you guys wrote lots of questions. That's the first time I have so many. Vitamin D or Plan B, which one would you choose? I would choose Plan B, of course. I guess I can learn a lot more from Plan B than vitamin D, which I think I don't need so much vitamin D, in fact. Okay. Koshat. What's that, man? Oh, okay, the message. I guess you are laughing at someone. That's a cool MicroStrategy. Let's tag him. I guess people are thanking already. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I guess I'm still getting some messages here with mentions. Yeah, thank you, Pedro. And he's wishing me the best with my cold. So if I get better soon as possible, thank you very much. I will, I'm sorry, I will not continue for a long time. So I will start to say goodbye and wrap up the live stream today. I thank you all because I have to rest a bit and I have to take my pills. Okay, let's see if I have anything else to show. Nope. So the news are there. Please, guys, don't forget, check the FU Money news here. As I said, go to the FU Money news channel. It's really easy to go there. It's on youtube.com/FU Money news. And you check the announcement of the Bitcoin City in El Salvador, and also the other one, the most recent video there, which is just the next one on the left, is all the explanation how the Bitcoin bonds will work, and if you want to invest in those bonds to help build the city, and probably you will be also able to go there when this is done. So check those two videos on the FU Money News channel. Also, don't forget, Monday at 9 p.m. if you are a Portuguese, or if you speak Portuguese but from other countries, I don't really care. It's all the same. Next Monday at 9 p.m. Portuguese time, we will have Guilherme Sanchez on the channel for a nice conversation again. And I hope this time with no problem, with no technical problems like the one we had before, which was really unfortunate. But we can't do anything now. The quality was really bad and I did not notice that there was a problem with the video mixer. Okay. So let me, oh man, you keep sending messages. Woo. Let's see. Tea time. Yeah, I will have tea. Ginger with lemon tea. I don't really know what that is. I don't even know that word, plonomia. Let's see. Yeah, see you later. Of course, the ones watching Hard for Cafe tonight, I will see you all again. I hope I don't get worse. Thank you, Hugo, for that wish. I also wish to get better soon. And thanks for your analysis and get well soon. Thank you. And I will see you on Hard for Cafe tonight, I hope. And that's it, guys. Okay, let me hide that. Just before I go, let me just tell you the usual stuff. Don't forget to follow my Twitter accounts. The first one on top is my personal account. The one in the middle is the channel's account on Twitter. And the third and last link on this message is the Telegram group. We are now more than 600 people 24 hours a day discussing Bitcoin and the markets in general. So you will be very, very welcome if you join. Don't worry, I will remove the message, but you can find the links below on the video notes. Also, don't forget to leave your comments after the live stream ends because you cannot comment while the live stream is going. So leave your comments on the video if you enjoyed. And if you did, gently touch the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I hope to see you again on the next one. And now, as usual, I will leave you guys with the words of wisdom. And here.
All right, let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Exactly, guys. Let's roll. Thank you all for being here, and let's be really careful out there in the markets. I will see you again tonight if you speak Portuguese on the Hard for Cafe podcast. If not, I will see you again on Monday. I hope I'm better and the cold is gone. I will see you again on Monday, and thank you very much for joining today. Bye-bye.